जय श्री माता जी। वेलकम टू द ऑनलाइन मेडिटेशन प्रोग्राम। आज के सहयोग ध्यान कार्यक्रम में सभी का स्वागत है। हम सभी श्री माता जी को प्रणाम करके नतमस्तक होके कुंडलिनी उठा के बंधन लेते हैं। जय श्री माता जी। लेट अस ऑल bow down to Shri Mataji and raise our kundalini and take bandhan. Let us take the three Mahamantras and Shri Ganesh mantra. 3 महामंत्र और श्री गणेश मंत्र लेते हैं। Let us balance our nadis. दोनों नाड़ी संतुलित करते हैं. श्री माता जी के सामने अपना बायां हाथ रखकर दाहिने हाथ को पृथ्वी माँ की तरफ रखते हैं. Let us keep our left hand towards Sri Mataji and the right hand towards Mother Earth. Let us balance our left side. Mother, please balance our left side. Sri Mataji, हमारे बाएं तरफ को पूर्णतया संतुलित कर दीजिए. Sri Mataji, please balance our left side. Take away all the imbalance of our left side through Mother Earth. Pray, Mother, to take away all the heaviness, all the imbalance of the left side through Mother Earth. माँ, जितनी भी मेरे ईड़ा नाड़ी के बाधाएं हैं, उन्हें माँ पृथ्वी तत्व से निकाल दीजिए. Now we will balance the right side. दाहिने हथेली श्री माता जी की तरफ और बायां हथेली आकाश की तरफ. Right hand towards Sri Mataji, left hand towards sky. Mother, please balance our right side. Shri Mataji, हमारे दाहिने तरफ को पूर्णतया संतुलित कर दीजिए. हमारे दाहिने तरफ में जितनी भी अतिरिक्त उष्णता है, जो भी बाधा है, उसे माँ आप आकाश तत्व से निकाल दीजिए. Mother, please balance our right side. Take away the excess heat and imbalance of our right side through the sky element. Check the state in the right palm, and those who are feeling heat in the right palm, let us pray from our heart. Mother, please take away all this excess heat that I am feeling in my right side through the sky element. जिन लोगों के दाहिने हथेली में गर्मी लग रहा है, हम सब प्रार्थना करते हैं माता जी, श्री माता जी से, माँ, हमारे दाहिने तरफ में जितनी भी अतिरिक्त उष्णता है उसे आकाश तत्व से निकाल दीजिए। दोनों हाथ गोदी में और थोड़ा चित्त को शांत करते हैं। लेट अस वर्क ऑन आवर अटेंशन। लेफ्ट हैंड ऑन द लिवर, बायां हथेली को आपके लिवर पे रखिए और दाहिने हथेली को श्री माता जी की तरफ। मदर, प्लीज एस्टैब्लिश आवर अटेंशन, प्लीज कम इनटू आवर अटेंशन। श्री मां, हमारे चित्त में पधारिए। मदर, प्लीज come into our attention. Take away all our thoughts, all our worries, and purify our attention. माँ, हमें निर्मल चित्त प्रदान कीजिए। Now, both hands towards Shri Mataji. Just look at Shri Mataji's photograph. Pray, Mother, please help us meditate. Please enlighten our attention and help us meditate. Let us feel the presence of Shri Mataji in our heart. Let us bow down to the presence of Shri Mataji in our heart. हमारे हृदय में श्री माताजी को नतमस्तक होते हैं और धीरे से आंख बंद कर लेते हैं। Let us close our eyes and let our Kundalini take us into meditation. Mother, please help us meditate. And gradually feel the Kundalini moving into Sahasrara. अपने कुंडलिनी को सहस्रार में जाते हम महसूस कर सकते हैं और उसी स्थिति में हम श्री माता जी को हृदय में महसूस करते ध्यान करते हैं। Let us meditate feeling Mother's divine presence in us and let us dissolve in meditation. Let us silently meditate for a couple of minutes. We can feel the energy flowing in our palms and on top of the head. हमारे हथेलियों से और तालू से बहता चैतन्य हमें निर्विचार कर देगी और इसी निर्विचारिता में हम श्री माता जी की अमृतवाणी सुनेंगे. Let us listen to Mother's speech in this state and continue to be in meditation.
Sahajogis, being men, they don't show much. But there are certain other ways of showing his temper. They get into tempers. And sometimes the tempers are so much that you just start looking what's the matter with the person. One side the tempers, another side the crying. I mean, in between what remains, I don't know. Both things are absolutely not needed. You have to correct people to say things. Just now I had to say something, I've said it, finished. But it's not anger. It just, I have to act. The difference is like this. I'm not involved in it. Even if I cry, I'm not involved. I'm just crying. Even if I'm angry, I'm not really angry. I'm just trying to be angry in an acting. That's what happens. You do not get involved into it. But if you get involved into your anger, then the joy is finished, completely finished. Some people think also that if you are joyous, you have to be very serious. Not at all. What is there to be serious? What is so serious in this world? Everything is stupidity. I don't find anything serious in this world. And I can't keep serious for more than 3 minutes. Sometimes people take advantage of that, but what can I do? That's my nature. What is so serious? You don't have to create sun, you don't have to create moon, you don't have to create Mother Earth. What's so serious? What great jobs have you to do? Everything is there for you. Just enjoy. What is there to be so serious? Some people, try to impress also by their seriousness. Once I saw a lady standing very seriously thinking. I said, what is the problem? I don't know how to broom this thing. So I don't have a broom. I said, such a big problem is there, as if the heavens are falling. Doesn't matter, today you don't do it. You can do it tomorrow. What is so important? I mean, if you don't have something, it's all right. No, I must do it. You see, I'm very house proud. I said, that's the main problem, which is serious. So because you suffer from some serious, stupid problems, that's why you become serious. And by becoming serious, if you think your problems will be solved, they will not. At the same time, I must tell you, we should not be frivolous. We should not be vulgar and not frivolous. That's not. See these flowers. Look at them. They're shaking with my vibrations. But look at them in their own dignity. They are going to die tomorrow. They are not bothered. As long as they are all right there in their own place, giving you pleasure and happiness, finished. What is the use of a light? Let us see as a light as we are, to give the light. So we are here to give joy, happiness to everyone, to make everyone happy. There are so many ways of making others happy. And for that we have to learn also. So many things we have to learn how to make others happy. And then when you make them happy, then you feel that joy within yourself. Oh, that's so happy. See their happiness, then only this lotus opens out much more. Like a ripple, moves and moves to the end of the shores, and then from the shore it returns back to you. In the same way, when your joy reaches the joy of others, then the ripples that come up make a beautiful pattern of your life. Just think of such situations where you did something good to others, been very nice to others, and then you found the joy in that person and how that joy came back to you. Think of that pattern that you felt so subtly in your life, how it is built in. Whenever you think of that time or that moment or that area, whole picture comes to you. And you think, what a time. But that time is eternally within you, all the time. And that's why is Diwali so important. You are all, as I said, you are my light. And the light is there, which is an eternal light. These lights will be finished. We'll have to light them every year, not you people. You have eternal light. And this light is going to spread joy. What's the problem of this world? The whole problem, you take it. There's no joy. Simple as that. There's no joy. If they had joy, they would not have done all these nonsensical things. There's no joy. When you have joy, you don't want to fight, you don't want to do anything that is harmful, you don't want to say anything harsh to anyone. Not only that, but you do not want to have something that will spoil this Mother Earth or which will bring ecological problem. No, you just don't want it. Don't want to do anything because it harms others. People feel unhappy about it, whether it is here, India, anywhere. You just feel that, why should I do such a thing which is not so congenial to others? I mean, it's not joy-giving. So when you have joy, you have to be joy-giving. And if you are not joy-giving, that means there's something lacking in your Sahaja, and that's why we have to come up now. We have to become Sahajoginis and Sahajogis. That is joy-giving society. We can change our name if you like, if not, Sahaja is good. Joy-giving association. Now also we should find out what kills the joy. That's important. What kills the joy? First I said we must have wisdom. Wisdom means that it gives you detachment. Detachment from all that is selfishness, self-centeredness, self-obsession, ego, all connected with self. Can you imagine? Selfish, the self, means the spirit. Selfishness is what? Is the one that completely darkens the self. Because you think of yourself, your children, your family, that's all. At the most. Even that sometimes not, sometimes it's only yourself. And when you start thinking like that, and when you start becoming smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, the lotus collapses. But to think about others is so great. In my case, it's different. If I think about myself, really, I tell you, I feel very happy, nice, joyous. I must tell you, I must confess. But some people I think of immediately, my chakra start catching. And I feel, oh God, why did I think of such a person? I mean, the chakra start moving fast for that person. Because this body is so generous that you can't imagine. Even if I see somebody, suddenly the chakra start working for that, as if I'm responsible for everybody's chakras which are gone off, which I am in a way, but to such an extent. But still, I think about people who are in trouble, about every one of you. Why? Why do I think? Because I know that if I can improve your chakras, you'll be happy. I don't have to logically go to that point, but just my body knows it. It works. It works and feels very happy. When I see somebody getting a realization, it's such a great joy to me. When I see somebody being relieved of the problem, such a joy to me. Because joy giving is the character, nature of spirit. If you do not allow your spirit to fulfill its own nature and its own character, spirit is not going to manifest itself. So you are the vehicle, you are the lamp, you can say, as far as the body, mind is concerned. But this light of spirit, if it has to manifest, then it has to be of a very unique type that it emits all its light outside. It gives light to others. And this light giving quality you have to improve. Gradually, you'll be surprised only if you try in your life, in your relationships, in your endeavors, to give light to others, to make their lives better. Not to show off, not to be egoistical, but in a very loving, beautiful manner. You'll really understand that you are the spirit. Because spirit loves. It loves. And in love, you're forgiving, very forgiving. Sometimes, leaders get angry with me that I'm rather forgiving. What can I do? That's my nature, but can't help it. Because I love. If you love a person, you do forgive. You don't feel bad. Not to forgive is difficult, but to forgive is the best. At least when you forgive, there's no headache for you. So this love, which is joy, actually I think when this love melts and flows like a river and gives nourishment to all the surrounding trees on the shores, that is the time, is the completion of the individuality or a personality of that love. And that's the time it feels fulfilled. It's not just that you have a light in the corner, but it has to flow, it has to move, it has to nourish. Love is not something dead, like a stone. When it melts, it encompasses everything, and everything becomes very beautiful with that. So, you have to first understand that life is for giving joy to others. Because you are now saints, the Sahajogis should not fall to such a level of mundane type of people. After all, what is going to happen to you? I would say those who have been worrying and all that should go into great meditation and understand that you are insulting yourself. You are saints. Why should you worry about what plane you are going to get, what you are not going to get? Shows that your level is very low. Definitely. All those who have worried. You have come here under my protection and I will go back under my protection. I got so sick this morning that I was thinking we will not have any pujas. You must know that you are all part and parcel of my being. I have put you in my body and you have to behave yourself. So on such an auspicious day, when we have all come here to do this special puja, I would say this should be called as a Mahalaxmi Puja because it's something to do with the industry of this country and of the whole world. Unless and until all the human ventures are connected with God, they cannot get their perfect stage and their status. That's why we have problems now in the West, supposed to be very clever people, very smart, very well equipped, well educated. We are having recessions and things because they have no balance. They don't know that there is God's power which works on them. And when you neglect that, this is what happens to you. Now for any venture that we do of this kind, first of all, we have to use a lot of material from the Mother Earth. But if it is taken for a proper purpose, for constructive things, and for helping others, with a balance, the Mother Earth can think. She can produce more and more all this she has produced before. She can produce for people who are sensible, who are in tune with God, not just making money for themselves or for their own purpose, but are thinking in totality, thinking as to what we can achieve by doing this. And that is how an industry can grow. Now see, in Japan, so much industry has grown, but no spirituality. They are not at all happy people. The children are suffering, families are suffering. Money cannot get the total well-being of a human being. So a balance has to be drawn. Especially in our country, thank God, we didn't have such a fast industrialization. And that's why we are saved of lots of problems that the Western people are suffering, about which the Indians are not aware. They think you are all living in a very comfortable life there. Industry has to go hand in hand with the handicrafts. And industrialists have to also look after the artists. Because otherwise, who will look after them? How will they bring forth the balance between the art and the industry? An art is such a soothing thing for these hard-working people. They work the whole day. Then there is some sort of a music, art to console them, to give them peace, to relax them, and a balance. So I would say that all industries must take to some artistic ventures also, or they should also produce things. After I was telling Rajesh many a times that you should try to produce something artistic out of the steel scrap that is left over. Will be a good idea. They have tried something now. But industry should not be looked down upon as it is looked down upon in our country. I mean, as if industrialists are the greatest thieves and all the politicians are saints in this country. It's the other way around, I think. It should be treated with respect and should be understood. That's very important. And the industrialists, if they become also enlightened, they can do a lot, not only to their own country, but also to the people whom they are looking after. So in the Mahalaxmi principle, Mahalaxmi has various mudras. One of the mudra is that she puts her right hand like this. Now this right hand is to give protection to people who are under the protection or under the service of some rich man or the industrialist, we can call it. In India, if you call somebody a rich man, it's like abusing him. I mean, nobody likes it. Because the rich are always shown to be the worst people, which is not so. In my own experience, it's not so. If there's a poor man also, he could be terrible. We have had very bad experiences now in Ganpatipura of very poor people, how they behaved in a very funny manner, supposed to be poor. So it should be a proper balance. It should be brought to a proper balance between the understanding of the poor and the rich and the rich and the poor. After some time, you will find that people will not consider poverty or riches as so important. But the richness of the spirit will become very important. That is what is going to be the Sahaj nations, where the richness of the heart, the spirituality, oneness with the divine will become the greatest boon for everyone. But still we are struggling to be on that state. Many are. And still we go into materialistic tantrums or some sort of a stupid worrying fall. All these must be carefully watched. If you can keep this chariot of new progress progressing faster, we are going to create a new world of complete harmony, complete peace, joy, and love. But for that, you are the ones who have to do it. I cannot do it. If I could have done it, I would not have asked you to join Sahaja. It's like a horses and the chariot. Horses are to be driven. Charioteer doesn't drive the chariot. In the same way, you must understand your responsibility that this is the greatest work we are doing. It's not only the industry or the labor and the capital I'm talking about, but I'm talking about the totality of well-being. Of course, all this is a part and parcel of that, no doubt. But the balance should be with the totality. So we have to think of a total well-being. Once we start thinking of the total well-being, then first thing that should come to us, are we capable of bringing up that total well-being? Are we? Have we got the total well-being within ourselves or not? Have we? We are still worried if the plane is coming or not. I mean, we are so mundane, so little, so small. With one bandhan, you can control any plane, any atmosphere, and here you are, I mean, still worried about things which are absolutely under your control. So this totality has to be thought over. What is this totality that Mother is talking about? In this totality, a world has to be created of people, by the people, who have no fear. This fear has to be. Behind all this nonsensical nervousness is fear. So for that, what she does is to give Abhayda. Under her protection, you are beyond fear. You are protected. But if you don't want to believe in yourself and you don't believe into her protection, then nobody can help. Because everything is mythical for you. In every venture that we take up, we should not have any fear because God is with you, is a fact, is the truth. You just try. But when you try through your ego, you fall into the trap of fear. I have seen egoistical people are the most frightened people and panicked because they panic others and so they think they can be panicked one day. When the English were here, first of all, in England, India, we were all frightened of them. Now, I see that in England, every English family is frightened of others. They'll only open a chink of the door to see who is there and shut it. They're so frightened. I'm surprised they are the same English who ruled us here. And we were so peevish before them. And now they are the ones who are frightened of us. Because when a person who is egoistical tries to dominate others, he sees himself in the mirror and thinks that the other person will dominate. That's how this fear creeps in into our minds, and we start getting all kinds of these stupid tantrums out of this mythical fear. The fear is created by our ego. A person who has no ego, he'll have no fear because he has not harmed anyone. Why should you have any fear? And such a man or such a woman will be looked after by God because God takes over. When you surrender your ego to God, He takes over. But those who have ego, He says, all right, go ahead. Use your ego, try to protect yourself, cut your throat. That's what it is. So when I talk of total benevolence, I am talking about your own total benevolence. So first is the fear, which should go out of your mind completely if you believe in the Almighty God. We'll say you are Almighty God, you are Almighty this thing. It's all lip service. If you believe that God is Almighty and you are connected with God, then why should you have any fear of anything? But when we say don't have fear, another extreme comes up. We don't have fear, we can do what we like, we can perform everything ourselves, we need not tell anyone. You have to tell God whatever you are doing. You have to take permission, you have to inform in his darbar, in his court, that sir, we are thinking of doing such and such. But you think you are God? You are not. And that's why the another part of non-fear is this kind of an arbitrary behavior, which is very dangerous for Sahaja Yoga, for yourself, or for everybody else. The second fear, I have is that if I tell you anything, 99% of you understand is for your benevolence, is for your good. But there is 1% of people who can just react because they have too much ego and they won't take it because they don't think of their own benevolence. They don't understand that if I am telling them anything, it is just to give them completeness, totality. But on the contrary, they take a very wrong attitude. This is another nonsense. So now one has to develop a kind of a indifference to this kind of people who unnecessarily go to the other limit of their own destruction. I don't want to see what is the point in everything that I'm telling. Only I can tell you. Who else? I have to tell you what's wrong with you, what you have done wrong, and then you must change it. This is another style of reaction one gets. Means they are not interested in their own benevolence. They are not interested in the benevolence of their children. They are not interested in the benevolence of their country or the whole world. Now, why have you come to Sahaja Yoga? Just ask one question. Of course, for you to ascend. But ascend for what? Supposing we bring one tube light. For what? We have to take the tube light. For what? We have to put the light. But this tube light doesn't give light, nothing of the kind. So what's the use of having this tube light? In the same way, what's the use of coming to Sahaja Yoga if you cannot become the light of the divine? So all of you, each one of you, is not at all a small person. No one. But you don't realize what you are. Still have those funny conditionings by which you think you are no good. All of you can come up and see so many people. If they take to total benevolence within themselves, it will manifest itself outside. Absolutely is a fact. Then the attention is very important. The attention should be on your own perfection and on your total benevolence. This is also another point people miss, that they start finding faults with others instead of finding faults with themselves. As a result, if you look at others, what will you get out of it? I just don't understand. If somebody is wrong, he's doing something evil, he's bad, even if you put attention to him, what will you do about it? But if you have something wrong, you have every right, you have every control, and you can correct yourself. I said, this is especially Indian quality, is to find faults with others. They'll never see that what's wrong with us. All the time, the attention is involved in finding with faults with others. Then how can we improve? On the contrary, if you start seeing faults, you get faulty much more. It's a copycat nature of human beings. They see somebody doing like this, oh mother, he is a Sahaja Yogi, he does like this, so what's the harm if I do? But who says he is a Sahaja Yogi? So Sahaja Yogi is not a brand, it's not a certificate, it's not a kind of a organization, but it is your own status that you have achieved. Anybody can say I am a Sahaja Yogi. After all, I cannot stop him from saying I am not such a Yogi. Even I have seen some mad people, they are Sahaja Yogis. For years together they are mad, but they are Sahaja Yogis. But you have to see for yourself, am I Sahaja Yogi or not, before certifying yourself. Why don't you find out? But despite that, I must say it's such a satisfaction. I never expected that so many people will get their realization to be never. I mean, I knew that it was Ama's modus operandi I have developed, but I never expected. But it has happened. And even now I have to expect that all of you will achieve the highest positions, the Paramapada, as I said, like the North Pole or like the Meru, absolutely Atala, which cannot be disturbed. So that's my hope, and I'm sure we'll all comply with it.
Let us stay in meditation for some more time. थोड़ी और देर के लिए हम ध्यान में ही बैठते हैं. धीरे से आँख खोलेंगे. Let us open our eyes and thank Mother for blessing us With today's meditation, आज के ध्यान के लिए श्री माता जी को कोटि कोटि नमन. जय श्री माता जी. Let us raise our kundalini and take bandhan. कुंडलिनी चढ़ा के बंधन लेते हैं. जय श्री माता जी.